Welcome to the Turkey Hunter Podcast, the original all-turkey, all-the-time podcast with your co-hosts Andy Galliano and Cameron Weddington.
In our weekly podcast, we're going to bring you some wild turkey calling tips like this.
From there, we're going to go into, she's aggravated, there's another hen that's challenged her, or she's challenging another hen, she's going to cut an excited yelp.
Advice from old pro turkey hunters like this.
The turkeys typically don't like, I think, more times than not, to travel in an easterly direction into the sun first thing in the morning, especially after he gets up. It's a blinding thing. It's just like you. It's hard for you to see into the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a choice, I'm going to try to make it so that I'm going to be on the west side in the morning, east side in the afternoon of a turkey.
Exciting live hunts like this.
Holy crap, that coming. Holy cow. Oh, God.
Then we're going to teach you how to cook your bird with advice such as this.
With some fresh rosemary and garlic, and then cool that off and spread that along the inside of that butterflied turkey breast that we've seasoned on both sides.
Wildlife management tips for your property, especially with turkeys like this.
If you look at the type of habitats that turkeys need for nesting and brooding, that tends to be habitat that can be managed more successfully with growing season fire than with dormant season fire.
And hopefully along the way, we'll get plenty of these.
Well, on November the 28th of 1953, I was attached. When I popped out of my mom and the baby doctor spanked me on the bottom, I went, oh! And I've been doing it ever since.
I like that.
Thank you for tuning in. And now, for this week's show.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Turkey Hunter Podcast. This is episode 535. Guys,
you give the new guy a job, and he just screws it up right off the bat. I'm going to blame it on training. Cameron, you haven't trained him well enough.
525. Let's keep it going.
Episode 525, and this week, guys, we've got a great guest on the podcast that we think is going to add some really good insight, as well as we're going to talk about the New Zealand trip for the guys. So really good stuff. I'm going to hand it over to Andy and Cameron now to take over.
Nice.
So, not bad.
You got to be the guy who.
We'll train you up. Yeah. Do you have a guy who? And after that, we'll introduce you formally, I guess.
A guy who?
Yeah. So,
I am the guy who is looking forward to a title coming back to the Promised Land this season.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I think y'all are going to get along on that basis.
Cameron, you want a guy who?
I'm the guy who is heading to the rodeo Friday.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, sir.
Man, hopefully you're taking the family and it's not a solo or a trip with the boys.
No. It's wife's going, Josie's going. Pretty sure most exciting part for them is that Josie has brand new pink cowgirl boots and a pink cowboy hat. So
I was going to ask you if there was a cowgirl hat. I knew there were some boots. I knew she already had boots.
They could care less about the actual event, but they get to dress up. So
yeah, sweet. Well, I hope that I get a picture.
Oh, you will.
Awesome. And I am the guy who feels like just deep down inside, something needs to die. I feel like I just haven't killed a chipmunk or anything in a while. You know, that bloodlust is just kind of taken over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saving it, I guess. Saving it up.
Saving it up for New Zealand, baby.
Yeah. It sounds, if somebody who doesn't hunt were just to listen to this, they'd be like, "Oh, that guy's sick."
Yeah, well, that'd be accurate.
That would be accurate, no doubt about it. But for those of you who hunt, you just, sometimes you just get this feeling like I haven't satisfied this bloodlust that I haven't in a while, and that's kind of where I am. So,
well, in about 20 days, we will start satisfying it on New Zealand gobblers, which is going to be the show topic yet again today. We had Dink Watson back on to talk more details about New Zealand. We had him on probably 6 weeks ago or so, and we'll be meeting up with him in 20 days in Queenstown, New Zealand to start our turkey hunt. But a lot of y'all are probably wondering who the guy who introduced this episode is.
yeah.
So this is Joseph Williams. He is going to be the new social media manager / Patreon manager / help us with everything with the podcast guy, because as y'all have noticed, Andy and I fail quite often to get a show out on time, and we just needed some help. So we're happy to have Joseph join us. So Joseph, you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself real quick?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, so my name is Joseph Williams. I live in Hartsville, Alabama. I'm 28 years old. I have a young daughter, and I'm a superintendent in residential construction up here. I love the turkey hunt. I love all things about talking about turkey hunting, and I just really look forward to being a part of the podcast and helping out in every way I can, just trying to make it better for you guys.
Man.
And I think anyone who's listening after hearing that probably are saying, yeah, sounds like that's the right person for the job.
Right.
So, man, we're excited to have you on, and there's a learning curve, obviously, just showing you how to get everything together and posted, and what the login is for this and the password is for that, and how do you do this in this application. And so we're going to get you there slowly but surely. And the good news is for you guys listening, as we do that, as we get Joseph up and running, you're going to probably see much more consistency, not just with the show, but for those of you who are supporting us on Patreon, you're going to get much more regular uploads and some more exclusive content. And we're going to be much more active with social media going forward. So I'm excited about this and excited about some good things to come with all of this. So Joseph, thank you, number one, for wanting to be a part of this, what recently has been a train wreck, but also just wanting to help out and be part of the show. So thank you for it.
Absolutely. Really happy to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Hey, you should have joined us earlier. You'd get to go to New Zealand with us.
Man, I wish. You guys are going to have a blast.
That's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. When I was a kid, my dad has been a big game hunter as long as I've been alive, and has, I don't know, he's been all over the world traveling and hunting. And I think that's where a lot of my zeal for traveling and hunting came from, just the adventures that he would come back and talk about and that kind of thing. But when I remember being little, probably 7 or 8 years old, and he was going to, I believe it was British Columbia, to hunt moose. And my dad's the kind of person, he'll start packing. I mean, literally will start laying stuff out for a trip a year before he's going. And I used to go down into his little hunting room he had there at our house at the time, and he'd have stuff laid out, and I would just be looking at it and, kind of poking around, asking questions and talking to him. And as the trip would get closer, he would say, well, I think I've got room in my suitcase. You want me to pack some cheese sandwiches and throw you in there and take you with me? I'd be like, heck, let's do it. But I never got packed into one of his bag with cheese sandwiches and got to go on any of those trips as a kid. So Joseph, we'll save you some room in one of our bags. I don't know if you'll fit, but we'll save you some room and put some cheese sandwiches in there.
I will figure out a way to fit.
Maybe one bottle of water too. You might need some water.
I'll just throw on the Camelback.
Oh, see, you'll be good to go. Perfect.
I like it. I like it.
So, yeah, we've got Dink on again with us, and really, I think the driver behind this episode was Cameron and I had a lot of questions about the trip that's coming up.
Yeah.
And, it just was one of those things of, well, we have a bunch of questions for Dink and let's just record it and play it. And, it's one thing to get in your vehicle and drive 8 hours, 12 hours on a trip. It's another thing to get on an airplane and fly 4 hours or 5 hours to go on a turkey hunting trip. But it's completely different getting on an airplane and flying literally halfway around the world without a gun and to a country you've never been to where they talk funny to go on a hunting trip. And so we had a bunch of questions about all that. And it's going to be winter. Well, early spring when we get there.
Spring.
So, lots of questions about things. And so I think that even if you guys don't have any intentions of going to New Zealand to hunt, well, first of all, this may inspire you to go. It may make you want to go. But secondly, I think there's some good takeaways just for traveling and turkey hunting in this episode. So,
yeah, that's a good point. And I did want to mention, you just mentioned if people did have a inclination to want to go to New Zealand, well, I assume you'll put this in the show notes as well, but I just will say it on the front end here. He does have availability in 2026. You may want to wait till we can report back on how it goes. I think it's going to go great. But he's available August 15 through 18 with 4 spots, August 21 through 24 with four spots, September 2nd through the 5th with 4 spots, September 8th through the 11th, and September 14th through the 17th to accommodate 4 people on each of those dates in 2026. And they pick you up the day before the hunt begins and drop you off the day the hunt ends. And you'll fly into Queenstown. So if you are interested in doing a New Zealand trip, those are the dates available with Dink. And obviously in 20 days, we will be able to give you a really good review of how it goes.
Absolutely. And hopefully have a ton of audio, of which we'll share some in a couple of episodes and also share a bunch more on Patreon. So what do you think? You want to
Why don't we jump in here, talk to Dink again, and see everybody on the other side?
Let's do it.
It's hot where you are?
I was lying to y'all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, it's the welcome break. I got to come inside and sit in the air conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I try not to even go out there if I can help it.
Whew, man.
I just leave the running in the driveway, and that way it's nice and cool when I get in. Fill it up with gas every night before I get home. Just let it run.
I wish my life was that easy. I've always been out in the heat and everything. Been working with the utility company this morning. I was actually running late when you work on their schedule.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, they were supposed to be there at 9 this morning. They showed up at 10:30. I was like, oh gosh. So, but
all right.
Hey, oh yeah, we got everything done. Got it all took care of. I was in a mad dash to the house a while ago when I sent that message to you, and Andy kind of bailed me out. He was running late too, so I didn't feel quite so bad.
Well, that was Cameron that bailed you out.
I'm sorry, Cameron. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I was reading.
Run late, my share.
That's right. You was going to take a nap, wasn't you?
Oh yeah, I got my nap.
Once in Andy's life, I was the one running late, so he had to make sure to point that out.
Oh, okay.
It's not right. Cameron's running late. It's usually me.
Okay.
So.
Well, the only thing I see running late right now is a little spring weather over there. It's about 7, 8, 10 degrees cooler than what it normally is over there. They're average, so I don't know.
It's going to be a late spring in New Zealand. That's good for our purposes.
Yeah. No, that's what I was going to tell you. It may work out better for y'all. I don't know what effect it's going to have on the birds over when I first get over there. I mean, I hope it's not totally dead, but I can't do nothing about the weather. We was over last year and we hit it just perfect. This same week, I mean, they was hammering and fighting and gobbling and strutting, and so I don't know. You can't do nothing about the weather. You just make do with what you got, and that old saying, when they give you lemon, you make lemonade. So that's what we're gonna do.
So you're telling me this is gonna be a turkey hunting trip? This is not gonna be just a walk in the park?
Well, I ain't never met one that was just a walk in a park. That old saying, roosted ain't roasted.
Oh yeah.
just about the time I tell y'all we're going to go out there and knock them in the head with a golf club, y'all will knock me in the golf club, knock me in the head with a golf club when we ain't killed one that day. So
I'm trying to think how to rhyme roosted on a posted and roasted it all in one, since they roost on the fence post there.
Well, let's see. He roosted. I don't know. We'll come up with something.
I like that.
I'll let you walk up to one and let you look him eye to eye. How's that sound? Then you can do it. You can grab him if you want to. It's up to you then.
That sounds good. I love. We were talking to you the other day on the phone. You said, when they hop down off the roost or something like that, just like visually thought of them sitting on a fence post.
Well, I've got to be careful how I say it, because I tell everybody, well, they fly down, because 98% of them don't fly down. They step down.
That
they
is
just
so
hop
wild.
down one or two.
Do they? So, question from your limited experience with them: do they fly pretty good? I mean, I'm just curious.
Oh yeah. No, they will fly. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't know because they didn't have to fly up to roost like our turkeys here, if they'd be kind of handicapped in their flight abilities.
No, they can fly very well.
we
after
we shoot at them.
Yeah. No, we actually watched some. Me and Neil, the last evening we hunted, we thought we had the birds pinpointed, and they was up on a big hill, and we said, they're going to walk right down past us. Hey, them jokers got to the top of that hill, and they took off flying, and they sailed over us at about 100 foot and landed about 400 yards behind us. Literally roosted in an old blowed down tree. Just jumped in it, but yeah, they will fly, whether they have to or not.
Yeah. That's interesting. I was curious as to how that would affect them there. Is every turkey there Merriam's? There's nothing but Merriam's over there?
Nothing but Merriam's. That's all that's been introduced over there.
Have you hunted Merriam's here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've hunted Colorado. Yeah.
Very similar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things I thought I was going to do when I got over there. I said, these birds over here, son, will have spurs. They'll be growed back around into the back of their leg, because they're going to live to be 20 years old. But Merriam's, and talking to several biologists, they're just genetically don't have long beards or long spurs.
That's interesting.
Yep. Me and Jason Lapartis was talking about that, and Jason said, yeah, he said that's a trait of a Merriam's turkey. It's in their DNA. Why? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if they're not growing them long over there, and especially these first couple of years getting this thing going, hunting mostly unhunted populations of turkeys, then they ain't going to grow them long,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really, and I mean, that was one of my things going over there. I said, son, just in my mind, I said, we're going to kill some birds with some 2-inch spurs. And about 1.25 inches of the probably 60 or 70 birds that I've been involved in killing over there has been the biggest spurs we've killed. Now, multi-bearded birds is pretty common. Double beard, triple beard. Neil killed one last year, quadruple beard. So multiple bearded birds is not unusual over there.
Yeah. Well, Andy, I see you're already recording. We just kind of hopped in here, but do we need to make an intro real quick?
Yeah, we might as well.
All right.
Well, the honors.
Everybody, we're back with Dink Watson, who is going to be our guide here in a month from the time of this call. We're on July 30th recording date, so we'll be flying out in exactly a month from tomorrow to the South Island of New Zealand to join Dink on a turkey hunt. So can't wait. We did an episode on this 2-3 months ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to have Dink back on to discuss this topic further for 2 reasons. Andy and I have questions we want answered before we get out there, and 2, it's great turkey content on a part of the world that a lot of y'all don't know or haven't heard much about the turkeys over there. So we thought it'd be interesting to have him back on. And so, Dink, how are you down in the cool, shady state of Louisiana?
Well, it's not New Zealand, I promise you that. I left it was about 98 degrees outside with about 108 heat index. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward. I'll be flying down a week from tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to getting down to some cool weather for the next 30, 45 days.
Man, you're not kidding. I mean, Andy and I talked about that the other day. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to most, apart from hopefully killing a bunch of turkeys or going to kill a bunch of turkeys, but the weather shift going from this to, I'm looking at where we're going midway through August. The high is 48, low of 35. That would be so welcome right now.
Isn't that the truth?
I was telling some guys the other day, they was talking about that, and I said, the good thing about this for me is I get to enjoy 2 springs a year now.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
You can't beat that, is it? I mean, as far as spring over there, I mean, I assume it's just like here, flowers blooming, all the breeding activity among the songbirds and everything else chirping. And I mean, is it just almost the same deal as the spring morning here?
Exactly the same. I mean, it's just you on the bottom side of the earth. It's just opposite of ours. But the spring, the flowers, grass growing, the stuff greening up, the trees budding, it's all the same.
I can't wait. That's going to be just awesome. I mean, something about this heat, right? I don't know what it is this year. I know it gets hot every year, but I swear this year just seems like it's just brutal. And I just cannot wait for a little, 10-day reset of cool weather. Remind me of those glorious times from early March,
Yep.
What kind of...
It won't hurt you get to hear a turkey or two gobble either.
I hope so. That's your job to put us on them. I think you from what you've told us, there's a few to gobble around there, so we should hopefully hear one.
Yeah, I may have to record some and just play you a recording, but I think I can make that happen. No, I'm really excited. I was over there. I've been back 3 weeks. I went over in June and rode around a couple of the properties and seen, I'm gonna say 500-600 birds. The biggest property now. That's the thing over there. All of these are sheep farms that we're going to be hunting. And Mr. Sam wouldn't let me go to the back. He said, look, we're bringing all the sheep up front. And he said, really don't want you on the roads and stuff. He said, because that's what we drive the sheep down. And he said, don't worry. He said, I haven't killed a turkey here since you was here last year. And he said, there's more now than they ever was. And so we've still got about 30,000 acres there that I've never set foot on. And he's telling me that's where the biggest population of birds is that he has. And I know it's
Volunteers tribute. I will go explore these new lands with you.
Well, and then we was riding around another morning, and Sheldon run across another guy that he had known from years previous, and we stopped and talked to him, and I picked up about another 35,000 acres there from him to we'll go explore and everything while y'all are there.
Wow.
So all total, I have about 200,000 acres that I have exclusive turkey hunting rights on.
Man, can you come up to Tennessee and do that for me here?
Yeah.
That'd be great. 200,000 acres in Tennessee to hunt on. I'd love that.
Yeah. I mean, I can get you anywhere you want to go. It's just what happens after you get caught there.
Yeah. My Uncle P.O. Stead owns a lot of land down here.
You've got an uncle named that too?
Yeah. He lets me hunt all his properties, and man, I don't ever see anybody on the other side of those lines.
Oh,
yeah. So getting back to the weather.
Okay.
What kind of a shock is it to your body? This will be your second spring to go there, which you're leaving literally 100 degree temperatures with 90% humidity to go there, and is the complete opposite. So in 15 20 hours time, you just completely flip-flop things. So does it take you a few days to get adjusted weather-wise, or you just get out and rock and roll?
It didn't last year. It's kind of like going from here in November going to the Midwest, or the spring here going from here to Colorado, snow skiing or going up there turkey hunting. I mean, yeah, it's cold, but I didn't. It would be a whole lot different doing just the opposite, going from the cold back to the heat. I didn't have any problem. I mean, I hit the floor running last year. We took off running the hills and everything, and I didn't have any problem whatsoever as far as the cold weather.
Yeah.
As I was saying a while ago, right now temperatures are running about 7 or 8 degrees cooler than the average. So I'm curious to know what effect it's going to have on their spring. If we're going to have a little late spring, maybe better for y'all. Y'all may hit it dead right in the middle of it. I don't know. I'm curious to find out what it'll be like when I get there.
Yeah. Well, they'll all be flocked up into one flock of 60,000 turkeys. And then the day that we leave, they'll bust up and they'll be gobbling and fighting and breaking out with the hens. And that's usually the way that works for me.
Okay. Well, just so you know, I'll be staying after y'all leave, so I'll let you know how it goes.
That's perfect. Perfect. That'll be good.
You're not confident in our ability to pull a gobbler out of a flock of 60,000, or 10,000 gobblers and 50,000 hens, and we just get one to peel out of there?
I know one thing. I have seen you run, and I'm pretty sure that you can bust them up pretty good for us. So I'm not that worried about
turkey dog.
That's for sure. Yeah. So what I'm envisioning this to be a lot like a May trip to Colorado in the mountains, New Mexico in the mountains, Wyoming, Montana, to where I pretty much need to have everything packed in the bag. I need to have my warm clothes, my cold clothes, lots of socks to change into or out of, that kind of thing. Is that the best way to kind of prepare for this?
Last year and it's just like whenever, I went to Colorado hunting, I just dressed in layers, and as the day goes by, up and down the mountain and everything, you end up, when you get back to the truck, you got a backpack full of clothes, as you stop and strip them off. Morning times, it's going to be 25 to 32 degrees up during the day, but it may get up to 65, 70, and sun comes out. You're going to be hot. They're no different. We got to watching them last year. They're no different than they are anywhere else. Sun comes out, they go to the shade. They don't stay out in big, wide open meadows and everything all day long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So packing wise, I need to be prepared for cold and normal warm springs. Bring kind of everything, which for the tourist stuff we're gonna be doing too. I got to have all that anyway because it's gonna be just kind of what the weather is in spring.
Yep. I mean, really, probably 60 degrees is going to be the max we'll see anywhere as we go, which is perfect. I mean, that's just, to me, that's about the perfect temperature as you can get. So
yeah.
And bring a good little rain suit, because it will. It's just like anywhere else. It will. Rainstorm will blow up, and we might be a mile from the truck. I'll have a rain jacket thrown in my vest with me just to throw over me in case we get caught out in the middle of something. It was kind of like hunting in Hawaii last year or 2 years ago. I mean, it would blow up and follow a flood for 30 minutes, and then the sun would come out and it'd be over with.
Man, yeah. I mean, I was going to ask you about rain. With it being an island, I feel like that kind of increases the odds of those rain showers and stuff. So it's similar to Hawaii, because Hawaii was nuts when I was there. It was like pull into one spot and it's gale force winds and rain hitting you, and I pulled into another spot up high and there was freaking snow up there. And then I went to the bottom on the other side and it was bluebird sunny and 70. I was like, my gosh, what is going on?
Yeah. I mean, that's we won't see 70, but that's a good view of what it's going to be, depending on where we go. And just like I said, last year we was there and there'd be a rain band come over us, and it would follow a flood for 30 minutes, and then it would go off, sun would come out and be right back to normal. It just comes and goes.
Yeah. Well, I'm calling Vegas when we get off this telephone call to see if I can get them to set a number on the amount of clothing that Cameron donates to the great country of New Zealand on this trip. And turkey calls.
What size do you wear, Cameron? I might pick up a bunch of extra clothes while you're there.
Yeah. I'm a extra large up top, usually 35, 30 on the pants. But yeah, if you loan me any turkey calls, just go ahead and let your sheep farmers know that, if they see a sheep out there running a slate call or something, that's where it came from. Because I'm going to shoot a turkey and we'll go pick him up. Me and you going to head out, go high-fiving and all, and that call is just going to be right there where I left it. I do it all the time.
We'll have to get some of them AirPods. We'll have to get not
AirTag.
AirTag. Yeah, AirTag. Yeah, we'll have to put some AirTags in your calls and guns, and at least that way we can go backtrack you and pick everything up.
Yeah,
I like it. That's not a bad idea. I still got a Glenda Green seat that I left by a tree 3 years ago. And when I return to that state, I'm going to see if I can find it. I think that'd be pretty sweet if I found it still by that tree.
And we'll probably have a bunch of turkey poop on it from where they've been roosting right above it.
Well, there was some blood and feathers out in front of where it was 3 years ago. I know that much, but that's probably washed away.
There's a good chance that has washed away.
Yeah.
Hey, well, have you lost a gun yet?
I didn't lose the gun. I left the gun by a tree, took photos with my turkey. This was about 2 miles in to it's like a wilderness swamp, and threw the turkey over my back, walked all the way out, drove over an hour home, went to work, and then all of a sudden I thought, did I get my gun? And then went and looked in the truck, it wasn't there, drove home, gun wasn't there. Looked at the picture I took with the turkey, and you see my gun leaning against the tree in the background. I was like, you got to be kidding. So drove all the way back, hiked all the way back in, and found it.
Mercy. Well,
I hadn't done that again. That was a one-time, luckily it was a good, long, brutal, wet hike, so it was a very good learning experience that I don't think I'll repeat, because once you do that and have to go get it, you're good. You don't need to go back anymore.
Well, I hate to admit it, but I've done the same thing with a rifle or muzzle loader in Iowa. I shot a big buck, and I was up there by myself, and went and took pictures of him. I done just like you, leaned up against a tree, and I went to quartering up and caping out and packed it out. I mean, I wasn't packing it, but 400 or 500 yards. Got it back to the truck and went back to the motel, checked out, and took off back to Oklahoma. I was going to go back down and hunt there, and I got about 2 hours, and it just dawned on me. I was like, hey, did I get my gun? And I pulled the truck on the side of the road, jumped out, looked in my gun case, and it wasn't in there. And I was like, oh, my God. And it was a private farm I was hunting on. I had to turn around and drive back up there, and sure enough, there, right where I left it. I was like, you big dummy. So it happens with excitement and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he'll be using borrowed guns on this trip, so I don't think he's real worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not coming back for him. I'll just leave one. Your clients you have coming after us, you can just tell them no need to bring a gun. All the flocks for hunting, there's already a gun laying out there. That's part of the fun of the hunt of this trip. It's a gun Easter egg hunt. You can pick up calls, clothes, guns, seats, everything while you're out on the hunt for the turkeys.
You find the turkeys, and then you got to find the gun to shoot them with. Okay.
I like that. You got to find the calls, the gun, everything you need to hunt him is scattered around in here. It's 30,000 acres. Good luck.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about, and we have talked about this, I know, just separately. I don't believe we've recorded it or played it on a show, but tell us a little bit about the accommodations and the food, that kind of thing. What can we expect with that?
Where we'll be staying at is the Waipiata Country Hotel. It's a 100-year-old little hotel, a little small intersection in the road. It's the hotel, the pub, the bar, restaurant, everything all under one roof. Used to actually be a gas station too, I believe, but it's been redone. It's real nice. Got excellent food. It's right up in the area where we do all the turkey hunting, where the biggest majority of turkeys are, and it's about the only place to stay up there. It's not, again, there's some rooms. It's got 3 or 4 beds in it, kind of a ranch style setup, and then there's some private rooms, with king beds in them. And I've pretty much got the whole motel booked for 5 weeks, I believe it is, for hunters coming in. And there's new owners. I got to meet them for about 15, 20 minutes when I was up there, and he was really excited about, I think that's kind of their slow part of the year anyway. And he was really happy when I sat down with him and showed him what I needed to reserve, make reservations for. He sure had a smile on his face whenever I got through. And then we come up with a game plan. What we'll do, we'll get there that first evening. We'll drive up, get checked in. We'll have supper there that night, more than likely. We may stop and eat before we get there, depending on how everybody is. But then we'll stop and up there and meet with everybody. There's some little formal paperwork and everything. I'll have everybody sign some little waivers, and then I'll hand y'all a sheet and a menu. And each day you'll pick out what kind of sack lunch you want and what you want for supper that night. And that way, when we get through hunting, we'll make a phone call back to the hotel and tell them, hey, we'll be back there in 30 minutes. We need Cameron and Andy's and Dink's supper to be ready for us. And that way, when we pull in, they'll be pulling it out of the kitchen and having it waiting on us. That way, we're not, another hour and 15 minutes waiting on supper, because we will be getting up early and hunting all day. And we'll have all that took care of for us.
That's awesome. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. So from what I'm seeing on my weather app, and I know you can probably speak a little bit better than my weather app, but it looks like that sunrise is around 8 o'clock or so, and sunset's around 5:30. Does that sound about right for where we're going to be?
Yeah, let me pull it up. I'm looking right now.
Man, 8 o'clock sunrise. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so we get to sleep in.
Yeah, let's see. Let me go to AccuWeather.
I'll be up, have a couple cups of coffee in me. I'm gonna be ready to roll.
He's gonna be wired and running the hills, Dink. he's gonna be like that bird dog when you let him out of the truck.
Yeah,
first
been penned up for 3 months, ready to roll.
Yeah, first thing he's gonna do is post up. The next thing he's gonna do after he posts up and kicks a little dirt over his business is he's gonna run around for about 30 minutes and get good and warmed up.
Coffee works its way through pretty quick, and then after that, you just kind of gonna see flashes of me sailing through the hills.
Okay.
See gobblers out front, and then me running around.
He will point some birds though, so we just let him run, and we'll know.
Yeah, follow close.
Yeah, let's see. There's sunrise 7:58, sunset sunrise 7:57. Yeah, it's about 7, probably about 7 o'clock. We'll get up about 5. Let everybody. There'll be a little cafe style breakfast there, a little cereal, toast, some granola bars, stuff like that, orange juice, milk, coffee. There at the motel. Let everybody get, and then we'll pick up our lunch, and they'll have it in the refrigerator there with our names on it, and we'll head out. And depending on where we're going, as to what we'll do. There's a couple places I'm going to have some ground blinds set up just because, simply for the fact we're going to be literally amongst them. That way we can all sit there and look and enamor, watch what's going on around us, because there'll be turkeys within 10, 15 foot of us. Other places will. Other places will be more like here at the house where there's enough trees and enough cover that we can go in and set up and not have to worry about it. Some of the places where actually there's not trees within 400 or 500 yards, so we're going to get right, like I said, right amongst them. And as I was telling you a while ago, y'all was asking about it, we'll watch them step down off the roost and before we do anything.
Yeah.
Do they step down pretty early? I mean, I would assume with no fear of predators and stuff other than us waiting there, but no natural fear of predators, I would assume they're not too worried about waiting on it to get real light before they hop off the post.
And it's weird because I've watched them literally walking around in front of me, and it's hard to tell what they are because it's so dark. Mm-hmm. And then there's been other times it's been, we've shot birds and there's still 40 or 50 birds sitting around, on the roost and everything. So it's weird.
And they're like, I'm not stepping down. They just shot somebody.
Yeah. And then we watched them, literally pitch black dark, still coming out of the fields, just walking. And when I say, walking in and just stepping up on logs, it was amazing. That was places we could see the movement and knew what they was doing. But, as far as the naked eye, you couldn't tell. It's a different world. You're going to see everything from one spectrum to the other, and you're going to look at me and go, man, I wouldn't have believed that if I hadn't seen it with my own 2 eyes.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I just can't tell you enough how much I can't wait. But that's what you just described. Sounds like those are turkeys to me. There's no telling what they're going to do. They might post till 10 o'clock, or they might hop down in the black dark. If that ain't a turkey, then I don't know what is. You don't know what they're going to do.
Yep.
There's no rhyme or reason to it.
A man told me one time, he said, you know why a turkey does what he does? I said, no, sir, Mr. CW, I doesn't. He said, because he's a turkey. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
I didn't quite understood what he was saying back then. I was 15, 16 years old just getting into it. But as I look back, I was like, yeah, I understand now what he was telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in thinking about that a little bit on the ground blind deal, so your ground blinds are set up. It just kind of depends on where exactly the turkeys decide to roost. If one of them decides to roost on top of the ground blind, then that's what you have to deal with. But it seems like we'd be getting out there and getting in the blinds pretty darn early, to make sure that we didn't disturb them too badly.
Well, that's what I was telling Cameron a while ago. There last year we walked in, and I literally walking down that fence row in that picture, I walked within 4 or 5 foot of probably 60 or 70 birds. You know, they was on my left shoulder. They was sitting on the top post, on the T-post, on the top wire, and I had to walk right down beside them to get down to where we wanted to go. I just walked slowly, and it was pitch dark, but I mean, you could see them silhouetted against the sky. We was up on the hillside. You know, I knew they was right there.
Yeah.
So
that's just insane.
that's why I said I'll let Cameron turn around and look one in the eye, and then he can determine if he wants to bulldog him or not, you know.
Uh-huh.
Depends on how many cups of coffee I've had. But I don't know, when you said over your left shoulder, I literally envisioned like a pirate with a parrot on his shoulder, but you walking around with like a nice gobbler up there. That'd be a power move, New Zealand power move.
I thought I was pretty slick. There was a bunch of turkeys roosted on a gate, and I eased up there, and I didn't want to climb through the fence or over fence, and so I eased the gate open. I got it open about a foot before they really started getting nervous and flying and hopping down and everything. I was going to try to sneak in and close the gate and leave them there, but I wasn't as slick as I thought it was going to be. That was pretty neat.
Are there any woods, like, is all the hunting in New Zealand mostly field type, pasture type hunting, or are there like blocks of timber that these turkeys use?
Oh yeah, there's blocks of, you know, now it may not be, but 40 or 50 acres of big, huge trees. But you'll see that, and you'll see the cottonwood bottoms. I mean, there's cottonwood bottoms. All the creek bottoms through there's got the big cottonwood trees in them, like you'll see in the Midwest. They'll be down on the low hanging branches that swoop down within 4 or 5 foot of the ground. The big roots that protrude out of the ground underneath them. A lot of turkeys will be sitting right on top of the roots. That's where they'll roost at.
Wow, that's cool. It'd be neat I'd love to try to call one up or something in the actual, like in a block of woods there. I just love hunting turkeys in the woods, so it'd be neat doing it in those big cottonwoods like that.
Yeah, and there's a couple places we'll actually be hunting in the creek bottoms. We hunted them, me and Dalton. We doubled up the 3rd or 4th day there. We found a big group, seen them driving on one hillside looking down into the bottom. We seen it. Me and him slipped around, got in front of them, and called them in, and we each doubled. There's a video that I've got posted on the web. Me and him's walking out, a bird over each shoulder, and that was it was just a big cottonwood bottom, no fields or nothing. Just like I've hunted in Iowa or Kansas or some of the other states. Then there's other places we'll hunt, and it'll look like just like in Colorado, be big rocky. Won't be the trees. If you can imagine watching The Lord of the Rings, a lot of the big rocky outcroppings and stuff like that. That's where we'll be hunting in some places. A lot of those scenes was filmed in.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Be pulling a gobbler out of Mordor. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat. As far as, one comment on the food, are meat pies on the menu? I mean, isn't that like a staple for New Zealand and Australia?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of what the Waipiata Lodge or the Waipiata Hotel, that's what they're known for, is their meat pies. They ship them all over the world.
I can't wait for that. I'm looking forward to that big time.
Yep. I've tried 5 or 6 different ones. Now there was some good. There was a couple of them that was real good, and there's some of them that's just, okay, I tried it, and that's as far as I'll go with it.
Good enough.
But I mean, it's just like anything else. There's good and there's bad. It just depends on what your taste buds are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of, so when Andy and I come over there, we're coming to turkey hunt, but we're also going to do some tourist items while there. What are some things you've done over there besides hunting and stuff that you would highly recommend anyone coming over there make sure that they don't miss on that South Island or North Island? It's an easy jump to get back to the north.
Yeah, the South Island, we have, just walking around in Queenstown is pretty neat, seeing how clean and everything is. It's a tourist town, but then they've got the Stratosphere restaurant. That was a pretty awesome experience. You go up, and it literally hangs off the side of the mountain up there overlooking the city. You go up there and get a window seat, and you watch the sun go down and the city light up below you over the lake. Man, that's beautiful. They've got the Earnslow. It's the steamship that was built in 1902. You take a steamboat ride across the lake, and it was pretty neat. Me being a mechanic, I sat and watched the old watched the guys shovel the coal and everything, and squirt a little oil on the bearings and stuff as we was going across the lake. A lot of people that wouldn't take a hill of beans to them, but that really intrigued me watching that. You go over to a big buffet style meal over there, and one thing I can say about their food over there, there's no preservatives. Everything is fresh, natural. Beef's never frozen. I mean, it's just good all around healthy food. But you go over there and eat a big buffet that's fit for a king, and then they show you it's actually a sheepdog show, and that's pretty neat to watch too. And then you come back. My wife really likes waterfalls, so Milford Sound is a neat place to go.
Yeah,
that's one I've not done it. Chase Davis and them done it here when they was back there. I believe they took a helicopter and flew over there and took the helicopter tour of it. I have not done that yet. That is on my to-do list. Just the overall, and there's a couple little drives we can make. I can take you down along beside the lake, and what is the name of the little town? Town that's south of Queenstown, a little tourist town. It's just neat to go down there and check the lake out down there. Oh shoot! I mean, they're just numerous things. You can Arrowtown. That reminds me of a little Colorado skiing town, and that's what it is. It's a ski town. It's about 20 miles from Queenstown, up on the side of the mountain. It reminds you of Breckenridge or Crested Butte. The little shops and everything. The brick streets.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Will skiing still be going on when we're there? I assume the snow will still be on the top of the mountains.
I'd be lying to you. I don't know. I've not been asked. I hadn't paid that much attention to it.
Well, if we see people flying down the side of the mountain on snow, we'll know.
Sir?
I said, I guess if we see some people flying down the side of a mountain on two poles, we'll know what's going on. That means it's still happening.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, somebody comes skiing by us, we're probably in the wrong place, though.
Seen any turkeys?
We're bad lost, I promise you.
Oh, man. Well, that's awesome. Sounds like a lot to do. We're planning to do a lot of different activities, and some of those things you mentioned, I know. And, everybody I've talked to who's been to New Zealand, North or South Island, said it's just incredible. I've heard several people say the fly fishing is supposed to be world class over there.
It is, but it's more, we're there a little too early. That's one thing I wanted to do. And the fly fishing is really a October, November, December thing, January. It's when the excellent fly fishing is. So Leanne and I are planning a trip back maybe after Christmas, sometimes around New Year's. May not make it this year, and to go down and that's the peak of their summer. And that's one of the things I want to do. If you'll look on some of them videos, there's guys catching the 20 and 30 pound rainbow trout. I want to see one of them up close and personal.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't let you keep any of them, right? You got to put them right back. And so they're just, I'm sure
I don't know.
I think somebody told me that, but they may have been mistaken. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been fishing yet. If I catch one that big, I'm going to put it back anyway. Yeah. Glenarchy is the name of that little town south of Queenstown that you drive down through the lake and down beside the lake to the little town down there. It's another little tourist town. It's pretty neat. There's just so much stuff to see and do.
Yeah. And so
you'll have to come multiple times. That's all I can say.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
For sure. So for Cameron and I don't have plans on doing this, but what other animal species could be hunted that time of year in New Zealand if somebody wanted to come down there, shoot some turkeys and maybe shoot a stag or something else? What else would be in season the time of year that we're going?
Well, the only thing that holds you back from stags is they're going to be dropping their horns late August.
Mm-hmm.
Now the tar, chamois, stuff like that, they keep their horns year round, so they're still available to hunt. The elk, by then, probably most all the elk have already dropped their horns. So the tar and the chamois would be the two animals that I would tell you would still be available for sure, because there's no seasons. You can hunt them around 24, 367, 365 if you want to.
Yeah.
The stags, if you really want a stag and turkey, you need to be there August. Y'all are probably going to be, it's literally going to be the last minute we all getting there at the end of August to catch a stag was still with his horns.
Okay.
Will
I'm
we
not
see
gonna
like
say-
sheds from stags laying around?
Well, I mean, you can. Yeah, we might find them. There's
pretty
one or two places that we can hunt where there'll be some stags, especially up in the mountainous part of them. And, you can pick them up. In the other places where we hunt, where it's all sheep, then obviously there's not any stags or anything like that, so we wouldn't find any.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on where we go.
And what was the other thing you said? Tar, and what was the other one?
Chamois.
What is that? I have not heard of that.
So not a ShamWow.
No, it's. I mean, you've heard of chamois cloth?
No.
Like you drop.
You never heard of that?
I haven't.
Okay.
It's a little small goat. Look it up. CHAMOIMIOUS. We call it chamois here. I've since been chastised enough over there. I've learned to say it correctly. A chamois.
ShamWow. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, they're beautiful animals.
Oh, yep.
The tar are very beautiful too.
Oh, tar is really beautiful. Now,
Yeah.
the thing about that's a Himalayan tar, and I was educated a little bit on it this year. New Zealand and the Himalayan mountains is the only two places you can shoot a tar. To go to the Himalayan mountains, it's going to cost you about $40,000 to $60,000 to shoot one. You can go to New Zealand and shoot one for about $6,000 to $8,000. So that's the big drawing point to that, coming over there and shooting a tar. And they're a very beautiful animal. I actually shot one this year, didn't really have it on my radar, and got to watching them. And we went on a tar hunt. I took 3 other guys, and then 2 guides. We went, and while I was there, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm here. So I ended up shooting one. I think I might have sent y'all a picture of it. I don't remember. But yeah, that's the big selling point of tar hunting in New Zealand. It's readily available and about 1/10 of the price.
Yeah. Yeah. Those sheep and goat hunters, they're a different breed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they definitely out of my league.
Same here. Same here. But
I had a client of mine. He was showing me an elk he had killed in New Zealand, and my gosh, that thing was massive.
Yeah. Yeah. Their elk there are, and I'm not going to say bred for that purpose. Here, man kills a 300-inch bull with his bow. I mean, that's bragging rights. You go over there, and it's hard to find one less than 400 inches. One of the guys with me this year shot a 368, and I mean, to us, that joker was humongous. And they was like, that's a cull, that's why he's out there. I'm like, holy cow.
Why'd you shoot that spike? He'd have been a good one.
Yeah, we was oohing on over, like, oh my God, look at the size of this thing. And they're like, no big deal, it's not that common to shoot one that small. And I'm like, man, So
y'all just made him feel really good about himself.
Oh, he was ecstatic. I just sent y'all a couple pictures. I don't know if y'all seen them. If y'all got it.
Yeah, is that Queenstown?
Yeah, that's Queenstown. That's looking out the window. That was where me and Leanne was eating supper that night. That was the evening picture, and then you see the city lighting up below you.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
Unbelievable. That's awesome. Man, I cannot wait. I just can't tell you how ready I am. But I wanted to ask you something about the travel, too, for anybody who's interested in coming over there for a hunting trip or whatever. But we're assuming a turkey hunting trip on a Turkey Hunter podcast. So we have to do fill out a thing online for the New Zealand ETA.
Yep.
I never would have known that if y'all hadn't talked about it.
Yep. Yeah, that is a requirement. The New Zealand Travel Authority, the E in there is electronic is what that stands for. You have to have that to get into New Zealand. That's why I've spent the last week emailing, texting, calling everybody coming with me, making sure everybody understands you have to have this. I was incorrect on the price. When I done it 2 years ago, I think it was $42.50. I think it's gone up to $75 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought mine this past weekend. Let me look to see what I paid, but it was not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. But it seemed like it was, when I looked at it, and saw it was $100 and something, I was assuming that was American, but it was New Zealand dollars. And so you're looking at basically 2/3 the cost.
About 75 now, I think, somewhere's in that neighborhood, give or take a little bit.
Yeah, let's see. And they say to give them a couple of weeks to get it done. Mine was back within, I can tell you, let's see. Requested it at 10:09 p.m., came back, at 10:12. So 3 minutes.
That's pretty quick.
But but still, you don't, if they've got a research, if you got probably a common name like John Smith, I would imagine you might want to give them a little bit more time.
Yeah.
But
I think when we done it, it took about a week, but they've probably streamlined a lot now. They've got a little bit better at it. They had just come out with that when we done it. I'll say just come out. It'd been a year or two, but they were still working out some kinks and stuff. And now again, I think they've got a lot of their kinks worked out of it, so it's not bad to do. So yeah, that is a definite requirement. You've got to have that to get into New Zealand. So make sure.
Yeah, it was 123 New Zealand dollars was the cost, and so roughly $80.
Yeah,
like Dink was saying, $75-$80, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, and it's good for 2 years. So if y'all decide to come back next year, you won't have to get another one.
Yeah, that's what you think. They'll shut ours off after we leave. Excuse me, after they escort us out of the country.
They're going to have to drag me out of there if there's as many turkeys as you say there are.
Yeah.
Or you've got to go home. I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
Man,
you can only.
Is this the cull elk you just sent us?
Yeah, that's the elk he shot this year while we was over there.
Good night.
You guys will post these pictures in the show notes for this week. That elk is absolutely insane.
And the tar, that's a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
In the snow. That is awesome.
That looks pretty warm.
Really, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as I know you've been snow skiing before and it's cold, but once you get out in the sun and everything, it really wasn't. I bundled up with everything I had, and by the time we was hunting, which you hunt a little different, you fly around in a helicopter and find them, and then they let you out somewhere, and so it's not like you're walking up and down the mountains. You're in some extremely, extremely rough terrain right there. Plus, the snow was about 2 foot deep. You couldn't have gotten to the tar without snowshoes and everything. And I'm not in a good enough shape. I'd have never killed a tar if I'd had to go after it. We actually flew 19 miles from where we parked with a helicopter to get to where we tar hunted at, and then we flew around and found them, and then got out and shot a couple of them, and then had to get back in the helicopter. And they let the guide off. He walked down to it and tied the rope on them, and then brought it back to the helicopter and then picked them up and flew them out of there.
Yeah, and that's wild. If you guys listening have never seen that, there's probably some videos online on YouTube of that. But that's pretty crazy, watching the helicopter come in and get your game animal for you and tie a rope around his neck and the other end around the helicopter, and off it goes.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to find I got a video here of them bringing. They brought us back, and they went back and got Tim and Claude's tar, and I got a video here of them coming back in with a helicopter with the tar hanging down below them. I got to find it. I'll send.
While you're looking for that, on the elk hunts, is that? Are they calling the elk in, or is it spot and stalk?
No, this time of the year when we was there, it's spot and stalk. The elk is the same way as the stags. They're bugling and everything in February and March.
Okay.
So it's a late season hunt. You're spotting and stalking, just basically getting around trying to find them.
Yeah.
I got that video somewhere. I'll find it just as soon as we get off the phone. I'll still send it to y'all. But like I said, it's really late season for them, so they're not worried about one thing, and that's food, and food.
Yeah. Okay. And I would imagine the chamois hunt are very similar to the tar helicopter.
Exactly. Yep, exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of opportunities there for.
Sounds like a sportsman's pair. I think the waterfowl hunting is supposed to be insane in New Zealand too.
Yeah, it is. The waterfowl is the only thing in New Zealand that actually has seasons and license. The waterfowl season is in June and July, and you have to buy a $100 license to hunt them. But there's just not a lot of hunters that do it. They've got down there now, they call them, let's see, how do they pronounce it? Mallards. Yeah, they've got lots of mallards.
Millard.
Yeah, mallards. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Y'all got them in America. And they pointed right to us. I said, oh, you mean mallards? And they're like, okay, that's how y'all say it. So yeah, there's tons of waterfowl down there. Then the paradise duck is the other thing. The paradise duck is New Zealand is the only place you can kill one of those.
Wow.
But again, they've got a season on them, June and July. So when y'all come down there, you won't be able to shoot one.
Mm-hmm.
The first year we went in June, and that was one of the deals. Hey, we want to shoot one now. They're a little different. They're actually, I found this out, they're not actually, they call it a paradise duck, but they're actually a goose. They're a little bigger than a duck. They're actually a goose, and they mate for life. And they're different than most other species, being the female is the real pretty bird, and the male is the old drab, dull looking. And
that is unique.
Yeah, they're just the opposite of most everything else. And so they don't really flock up. I guess it's, there's not big flocks of them. They stay to themselves in pairs. Now, you may see 20 pair out in the field, but they're going to be spaced out between each other. They're not going to be all flocked up like you'll see a group of regular ducks, They're kind of, I guess you'd call them just kind of loner pairs. And they tell you, make sure you shoot the whitehead first. That's the female. Because you shoot her first, and he'll circle around until you kill him. You shoot him first, and she leaves. She don't come back.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds exactly right.
Yeah. She's gone. She's got another Drake with her within 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's there for life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
That was one of the first things. Yeah, that was one of the first things they told us, to make sure you shoot her, because if you don't, you shoot him, she's gone. And
well, that does sound a lot like humans. The females are prettier than the males, and you shoot the female first, and the male's not going to stand a chance of getting away, but you shoot the male, and the female's out of there.
Yeah, gone. Forgot about him so fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Oh man.
Well, I cannot tell you how excited I am that in 1 month I'm going to be spring turkey hunting. It's just like, I don't think my mind can comprehend that until I'm there, that's actually happening.
Mm-hmm. I might send you a picture or video or two just to kind of help you along while I'm over there.
Please do.
Please do. That'd make me even more fired up. But, is there anything else, kind of my final question, packing-wise, that you see people forget a lot, or is there anything packing-wise I need to make sure to avoid going through New Zealand customs and stuff, different country, that you think would sound alarms? Obviously, I'm not bringing a weapon or ammo or anything like that.
Leave your gummies at home, Cameron.
Yeah. No, I'll bring my drug stash, nothing like that.
No, again, just reiterating how clean you need to have your hunting clothes, your boots, when you go through biosecurity. I don't think any of y'all dip. I got a customer coming with me, and he's like, man, I'm 2 cans a day. And I was like, well, I can tell you can legally bring 3 cans in with you, plus 1 in your pocket. And then after that, it's about $50 a can is what they charge you for it. So
holy cow.
Yeah, and you can buy cigarettes over, but you cannot buy tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talked about it. He's like, look, he said, I'm just going to have to ration myself. That's what he said. He said, I'll just have to ration myself then. He said, I said, well, unless you got a lot of money, yeah, you got to learn to ration yourself on that, because that's not available over there.
Wow. That is interesting.
Yep, no doubt. Yeah, they need to, I guess, get some tobacco farmers over there in that country so that they'll loosen the regulations on it a little bit.
Well, I think they're trying to do away with tobacco and cigarettes altogether.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is I need to bring 3 cans and 1 in my pocket and go black market and sell dip for about $30 a can.
Yeah, you probably could. Maybe me and Andy may be coming to see you though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll get some free lodging and 3 meals a day.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm sure New Zealand prison's nice.
Maybe for your recreation day, you can get out and go turkey hunting.
There you go. I like it.
Yep.
He would do it for that, Dink. Oh, I get 1 day a month to go turkey hunting. Yes, I will. What do I need to do to get thrown in jail here?
3 meals, free lodging. I get to turkey hunt, and I make $120 on the black market for my 4 cans of dip. I'm in.
You're in.
I'm sold. Say no more.
Say no more. All right.
Man, well, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
going to be quite the experience.
I'm anxiously nervous coming up, seeing how everything goes. I'm sure there's going to be some growing pains with this the first year, but I've tried to think of everything possible. I've brought gobbler chairs. I've got extra calls for everybody over there. Things go, you get over there, you lose your luggage. I've tried to make it so all you got to do is show up and hunt. You're halfway around the world, and over there you literally can't go buy any turkey hunt stuff. Now you can go get some camouflage and stuff that they're with the duck hunters and stuff and the big game hunting. You can go buy camouflage, but there's still nothing over there as far as turkey hunting goes. So I have toted stuff over there in luggage and left it over there. And like I said, ground blinds. You should have seen me the last time I went. I had 3 ground blinds, 6 chairs, and 1 big bag. Another bag I had probably 7 or 8 decoys in. Yeah, I looked like the Beverly Hillbillies when I showed up at the airport. And it's going to be about that same way this time around. I've got some more gobbler chairs I'm bringing over with me.
Well, you also mentioned on our phone call the other day that you had some guys who had to reschedule to next year and things like that. Do you have, if any of our listeners are interested in doing something quick, do you have any availability for this New Zealand spring, which is, I'm guessing, August and September, or years?
Yeah. Let me look here real quick. I'll bring up the dates I have available. Let's see. Yeah, I had a group of guys had to back out due to health concerns. I guess you'd call him the leader of the group. He had to back out because his mom and dad helped, and so the other guys didn't want to go without him, which I mean is understandable. So I allowed them. I say I allowed them. They had paid their deposits. We just rolled them over to next year. Let's see. You asked me about dates and.
Yeah, I just thought if somebody out there happens to have a little extra vacation time, wants to go shoot a bunch of longbeards and enjoy a spring morning in the next month or two.
Yeah, the week of 16th through the 19th, I've got 4 openings. That's where the 4 guys backed out on or rolled over to next year. And then let's see, y'all are going to be there the 3rd through the 6th. Is that correct? So
yes, September.
Yep. The week before that, the 28th through the 31st, I've got 4 openings that week.
Okay.
Yep.
And then openings in 2026?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and copy this and send y'all the dates to y'all of what we've got so far.
Perfect.
And let me go ahead and I'm going to copy and paste this right now and send it to y'all.
Then for those who are interested in contacting you about this, how can they get in touch with you?
They can look me up online, or they can email me at dink@trophyhunting.co.nz. My website is NewZealandTurkeyHunt.com.
Okay.
Perfect. We'll try to remember to link those in the show notes, Andy.
Yes.
That's awesome. So, and we will do probably a live show with you there on the grounds, maybe towards the end of our hunt. So everybody will kind of get to hear an update on how this goes in about a month, and we'll kind of discuss how it all went then. And so Dink will be back on the show to hopefully talk about all our successes and good times. I know we're going to have good times, and I'm pretty confident we may have some success.
Yeah, I think so. I've got 2 shells set aside just for you, Cameron.
Oh, no.
That's all you get. So you're going to have to do the best you can.
That gives you 1 miss, and then you have to line up 6, Cameron.
I thought he was going to have 2 of them full of confetti or turkey feathers or something. Give us a good surprise first thing when we get there.
One of them's just a party horn. You're just going to hear a click, and then you'll hear.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'll be fun. Dink, this is going to be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. And just like any trip, I mean, obviously it's a lot different than just flying from Alabama to Colorado or California or someplace like that, because you literally are halfway around the world. You've got that whole tremendous time zone difference
Yeah, you're 17 hours ahead.
So it's
Yep.
the next day almost every hour of
Yep.
the day here.
Yeah, I'm calling
So-
back with a lot of stock ideas for my people back home. Let them know what's happening.
Well, it'll be football season, so I'm going football. I'm doing that. So I got people making bets for me.
There you go.
It's 6:30 Thursday morning over there right now. 6:30 a.m.
That's like hard for my mind to comprehend. So that'll be an interesting deal to get used to.
Yeah, you got to stop and think. I'm like, because I've done it before. I called Lynn one morning at 3:00. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "You sleeping?" She's like, "Yeah, it's 3:00 in the morning." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll call you back." She's like, "No, you don't woke me up now." So yeah, you got to stop and think.
Yeah, it's gonna be some high math for us every time we look to call back home.
No doubt.
Well, Dink, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Good luck, and hope you have safe travels to New Zealand. We are definitely looking forward to getting some success photos from you with your clients during the month of August, and I'm telling you, I can't wait to come hang out and share camp with you.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all at the airport, picking y'all up and getting after them.
Let's do it.
Yes, indeed. Let's do it. It'll be fun.
All right, man. Y'all be careful. Safe travels to y'all too. I'll get a hold of y'all before y'all come. Just touch base with y'all, make sure everything's good to go.
Perfect.
And, all righty.
Sounds great.
Good.
Thank you, Dink.
Yep. Y'all have a good afternoon.
You too.
Bye.
Goodbye. I'm fired up about this. One of the things that I've been doing that's been keeping me from really like digging in and spending a lot more time on the podcast is I've been planning stuff for New Zealand, and I'm also taking an extra little side trip to go to Australia. My wife and I are. And so been making a lot of plans for after the hunt in New Zealand and then after New Zealand in Australia. And so we've got a lot of stuff planned, and just going to be a very exciting time. I've got some things planned that I would never do. Should I go ahead and say it now? Because it'll, I think, force me to actually do it, Cameron. If I say that I'm going to do it, I won't be able to back out. But
what are you doing?
Cameron and Tammy and I are going on a hot air balloon in New Zealand.
Yeah. Andy and Tammy will be having a very romantic hot air balloon ride, and then I'll just be there standing right there.
It's not going to be very romantic because my hands are sweating just talking about it.
Oh, me too. I'm not a heights guy.
I am not.
Yeah. And that's going to be a weird height because it's going to be super quiet, just floating along. Oh, gosh, it's going to be brutal.
No, it's not going to be weird. It won't be super quiet because I'll be screaming the entire time.
Yeah.
So,
but little clarification on that. So it was going to be Andy, Tammy, Audrey, and myself, but things have occurred, and I have a son on the way January 29th, little boy. So Audrey's decided she does not want to do that mega flight whilst pregnant, which I can't hardly blame her for. So now I'm third wheeling. I'm going to be Andy and Tammy's surrogate son for the trip, and we're going to have a big time.
Absolutely. And no, there will be nothing romantic about that trip because there's going to be a total of 9 of us, counting the pilot, on that trip. So we'll see. Hopefully the weather will allow for the trip to happen because it can get rained out or snowed out or something.
Yeah.
But hopefully the weather will allow and we'll get to do that. I'm nervous as all get out about it because they'll take you up to about 6,000 feet and there's nothing but a basket between you and Mother Earth. So
we need to see if they'd let us, Dink said the turkeys roost on the fence post. If we could snag a gobbler off the fence post that night before, fully alive, I'd like to see how far one could sail if we threw him out of the hot air balloon at peak height.
I think that would get you in a lot of trouble in the U.S., but since there's no laws or regulations on hunting turkeys or maybe torturing turkeys, might be kind of.
I don't think it'd be torturous. That'd be the flight of a lifetime for a turkey. I mean, think how fast he'd be going. It would be unbelievable.
It's the landing that would be pretty rough, I have a feeling.
Yeah, he'd need to do a couple circles around to slow himself. But
yeah,
It would be impressive. I'm pretty sure I've shot at some that have sailed further than he would, but it would be a good test.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, it's going to be a great trip, and Dink is awesome, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to hunting with him and getting to spend some more time with him, getting to know him a little bit better. We've become friends over past 6-7 months or so, and he's just a good guy. So
no doubt. I'm going to be smashing some meat pies as well.
Yeah, kind of looking forward to that, and looking forward to eating some fresh turkey.
We're going to do it. It's going to be a good time, like we said. So we already have next week's episode recorded. So we have 2 episodes rolling. So we'll have 2 more shows, hopefully, if we can get back on track. And then me and you the next show will be live from New Zealand.
That will be cool.
That will be really neat. So looking forward to it. We can't wait to report back to you guys on this, seeing how the turkey hunting is across the pond, and we are looking forward to it. And if you have any questions, Andy will put Dink's contact information in the show notes, and feel free to reach out to him. He's literally the nicest guy ever, so you will have no problems talking to him. And with that, what do you say to wrap it up?
Let's do it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We know that you have choices. We appreciate you spending your time with us. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.